Do the right thing. Do the right thing in all that you do. All the bosses, all the people running these establishments, caught up in the corporate world, all the people working on Wall Street with this corrupt monetary system, police officers, military personnel, politicians, look within yourself. See that spark. See that spark of life, that essence of energy that makes you a human being, and see that that exists exactly the same in the person next to you, and that the only reason you have more power than that person next to you is because the power has been taken away from that person. It isn't because that person is weaker. It's because their power has been stolen by the establishment that you are supporting. If every police officer, politician, member of the military, any person in any position of authority in this pyramid hierarchy that we live in could simply have that moment and look at the reality of the position humanity's in, and simply center themselves in the correct energetic state and allow other people to have the power that they so deserve. If these people could simply do this, or at least be willing to do this, to understand the reality of it, we could change the world in 3 seconds. If the people who don't have the power, who believe that they don't have the power, the little people in society, the workers, if all of these people suddenly realize the connection they have to each other, and connected with each other and supported each other and simply stood up and said no, and started exercising the power that they honestly have and that they do have, instead of believing that they don't have this power, we could also change the world. It might be a little bit more of a struggle, but change only ever comes with struggle, as I tried to indicate in the quote that I used to open this show by Frederick Douglass. This hierarchy of power that's in place, this whole structure that holds society in the prison that it's in, holds humanity in this pyramid scheme prison society, is perpetuated by the monetary system. People are put in positions of power, and when they become more powerful, they can get more things, more stuff, more trinkets, a bigger house, more cars. They can spend more money on being alive when they have more money for being alive. And the way most people get their money is through exploitation. Most people, not all people, but most large corporations, most rich people have got their money through exploitation, through either exploiting the environment or exploiting the citizens, their fellow human beings. Once you get people in positions of extreme power, then the people whose power has been stolen often become envious of these people, and they wish to be like these people, they wish to emulate these people, so they tend to spend their lives in the accumulation of wealth in order to have more power than those around them, because power has been seen as attractive, and power is seen as attractive simply because most people have had their power stolen. And the concept of what power actually is has been transferred from personal power to material wealth, so that most people perceive that the accumulation of material wealth is what actually gives them more power. This is why you find in cities, in upper middle class sections of cities, or even in high class sections of cities, people spend their lives in the accumulation of wealth, but once they get all of this wealth, they still find that they're not happy. And the reason they're not happy is because, whether they admit it or not, they've got to that point and they still haven't gained any personal power. They might have power over the employees of their company or something like that, but this is just a toy power. They get to play in a little sandbox with a certain amount of people. They don't have any real power. The people who have the real power sit at the top. So no matter how much wealth you accumulate in your life, you'll never get to a position of real power. Not where you are truly empowered as a human being. Not if you attach yourself to society. If you detach yourself from society, if you understand the connection that you have with others around you and connect to your spiritual self, this is how you gain real power. This is what real power is. Real power isn't about material gain. Modern man has been taught that real power is about material gain. There were many native cultures, many spiritual cultures that existed on many of the island cultures, shamanistic traditions, all of these sorts of things. Cultures that had existed for thousands of years. These all got along fine with the environment. Everything was going fine. Now what the controllers of this world have done is they have gone to all of these countries, and through manipulation of the monetary system, they have got these countries dependent upon money, something that doesn't actually exist. It's just a talisman for control. And they've gone in and they've got these people indebted to them, and then they've raped all of their countries. They've exterminated all of their culture. They've decimated the entire countries. And now, so that even some of these native and traditional cultures now see power and wealth as material gain, because they've had everything taken from them. They've had their whole countries raped. And they see the way people are living in the West with all of their trinkets and toys and colour TVs and fast cars and bright lights and all of the ridiculous trappings that we seem to surround ourselves with. And this seems quite attractive to these people, because these people are living in complete hovels because their countries have been raped by the monetary system. So the whole perception of what power is and what energy is has been stolen from people. People have been given this complete misconception that it's all about material gain. And people have been very carefully trained to never connect with each other. There are so many subliminals in all of our society that suggest that anybody worse off than you is someone to be looked upon with disdain. If this person hasn't profited from other people and has been profited from and taken advantage of, and is one of what people would call the riffraff of society, then we are to look upon this person with disdain, even if it is we who have exploited humanity and created these people ourselves. The whole concept is completely messed up, folks. If we could simply understand how the energy works, if all of society could simply grasp how this works and simply see how this system of control is in place and how it perpetuates itself through our compliance to this system, it really would be a simple thing to change this world. And those who deny the existence of what many might refer to as the Illuminati, they need to wake up. They need to understand the truth in the statement that all people are born as powerful as each other. And then they need to step back and look at how this world is run. They need to understand that there is not one single reason for any war to be being fought on this planet. There is not one single reason for even one person on this planet to be starving, homeless, or in any sort of state of hardship. There is no reason for the forests to be raped. There's no reason for the planet to be strip-mined. All of these things are being done by a ruling hand at the top of the planet that has got everybody in society and everybody on this planet completely removed from the path humanity is supposed to be on, and that has been puppeteering this whole planet for a very long time. It is so obvious to see if you really stand back and look at it. And that's why I present this sort of information to people all the time. I don't do it because I want to present people with negative information. I simply want people to be able to see clearly how this organisation is run, see what the glue is that holds this corrupt corporate mess together. Because once people become aware of the glue, once people become aware of how this works, then the method that we can use to fix this problem becomes so obvious and so easy. It is so simple that people just can't see it. If people can simply see that it is us that holds this system up, and that we don't have to do this. This is not how the world should be run. this does not benefit anybody. And all of the rules and all of the laws and all of the statutes and the corrupt corporate prison that has been put in place by the criminal cabal that is running our governments, we don't have to go along with this, folks. These people are not our rulers. They are just people that have taken the power from the population. We are supporting a system which has been designed to take the power away from the population. By supporting that system, we are willingly relinquishing the power that we have as natural human beings. And we are allowing literally millions of people to be killed in foreign countries in order to support this corrupt system that enslaves all of us to debt and is working to lock down the entire society into a control group.